6 brave men, we've read your story, the trial, the grief, the pain and the glory, at the hand of the squire, the Whig and the Tory in England's pleasant land. But if I could ask you one last question and one last thought for your reflection, did you lose all hope, pray for protection on the road to Dorchester? On the road, on the road, by the masters of oppression, you were taken from your land. On the road, on the road, the immortal power of freedom took you by the hand. Did you wake with a dread in the dark day dawning? Did the sun force away through the clouds of the morning? Was a lark on the wing above you, soaring freely in the sky? What thoughts did you share? What fears were growing? Did you think you'd be home for the cuckoo was crowing? Did you think of the lad where you'd be going on the road to Dorchester? On the road, on the road, by the masters of oppression, you were taken from your land. On the road, on the road, the immortal power of freedom took you by the hand. When you crossed Gray's Bridge with the jail ahead, past the spire of the church and the graves of the dead, did you feel regret for the things you'd said and the oath that you had sworn? Were you sure in your heart that your cause was right? Or were you firmly resolved to stand and fight for the right to resist the master's might, and for children yet unborn? On the road, on the road, by the masters of oppression, you were taken from your land. On the road, on the road, the immortal power of freedom took you by the hand. That road was trod before you came, and since you've gone it's been trod again, in trial, in grief, in glory, in pain, in England's pleasant land. Ah, the road's still there, and so's the town where you stood for your rights, and your renown is there on the road that you walk down the road to Dorchester. On the road, on the road, by the masters of oppression, you were taken from your land. On the road, on the road, the immortal power of freedom took you by the hand. On the road, on the road, by the masters of oppression, you were taken from your land. On the road, on the road, the immortal power of freedom took you by the hand.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Good.
Ooh, I feel better with that.
Do you?
Yeah, too, actually.
How are you feeling? Are you? I bet you, well, I know you're hot. You're not as hot as we are.
Yeah. That was called The Road to Dorchester. That was a co-authorship, me and Graham Moore. I don't know if you've seen Graham Moore. He's excellent, he's Graham. It's about the Tolpuddle martyrs. That I've been living in Dorset for 37 years. Can you tell?
This next song is, are you familiar with Tom Lewis? He's loud, isn't he? He's a very loud man, a wonderful guy. As you know, he would probably know he was in the Navy. Hello? Oh, I thought he said daddy. No, that's him there, right. That happens some places. I'm just walking down the street and people come up and say, daddy. Trouble is, they're usually about 35. Tom was in the Navy for a long time and subsequently lived in Canada. And done a lot of these shanty festivals all over. As you know, shanty festivals are all over the place now. They don't have to be anywhere near the sea. You know, it's festivals of the sea. And you've heard of the Alice Springs Shanty Festival, have you? Well, Tom was doing one in Nebraska, I think it was. This guy comes up to him and says, "Oh, Tom, I really envy you so much." And it's an East Omaha accent. I hope you like that.
It's fantastic, isn't it? It's as if he's in the room.
And he said, "Tom, I envy you so much. Yeah, I feel I want to be a sailor too. I feel I've got semen in my blood. I just." And, he said, "But Tom, the thing is, I've never even seen the sea." It's really sad, and Tom was quite moved by that. I mean, this guy's ambitions totally thwarted by living in Nebraska. So he was moved to write this rather wonderful song. It's called All at Sea.
What's a sailor doing here, so far from the ocean? Don't you think dry land is queer? Don't you miss the motion? Were you ever in Bombay, Singapore or Mandalay? I wish I could be far away and all at sea. It's so strange that all at sea means different things to you and me. To you it only means confused, to me it means being free. Did you ever have a bird riding on your shoulder? Lines from squinting at the sun make you seem much older. If you had your life again, would you live it just the same? Mine's been wasted, I'm to blame, and all at sea. In my youth I heard the call, dreamed I'd go to Montreal, find a ship and stow away, and never come back here. I'll not leave the way you'll leave, flying like an eagle. You don't know how much I'll grieve and long to be a seagull. I'll stay here in dry land's grip, you'll move on abandoned ship. In my heart I'll make that trip, a sailor man that's me. Though no one here can see, I'm all at sea.
Thank you.
I think that's a lovely song, me. Now, the Union.
Oh, yeah.
This is a song from one of my shows. I don't know, has anybody here seen The Pauper's Path? Oh, good. I'm glad to know that. This is A Sound Man's Nightmare. Not this song, but the show, The Pauper's Path. By the way, Sound Man, it's great. It's a great fold back up here. It's wonderful. Thank you very much. Seriously.
Thank you, Drew, or whoever's doing it. Is it you? Oh, no. Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent. Who was it? Oh, yeah. This is called The Union, because when I was writing this show, I was confronted with a problem, which is in the union workhouse, the people weren't allowed to speak. And if you're writing a sort of folk musical drama with no dialogue or speech or song, difficult. So I used the method of the dream sequence.
It worked for Dallas?
It did work for Dallas, didn't it? Just thinking about old Pammy. She's nice,
Oh,
isn't she?
Victoria Principal.
Yeah,
yes.
lovely. Anyway, yes. Yeah, do you feel like singing a chorus? I know it's hot, but this is an easy chorus in a low key. How about that? You're going to sing? Pardon? Yeah. Do you know, I did that really weird thing. You speak and I put my ear to the mic. It doesn't work. You know that? Right, this is called The Union.
Hello, Drew's gone. Oh, there he is. Sorry. Sorry, Drew had disappeared, but he just gone down to pick something up.
You went down the underground.
The underground?
The underground.
Oh, yes, the underground. It occurred to me this morning that if Shrewsbury had an underground rail system, would it be called the Fallopian Tube?
See what I did there? Very good, eh? The sun rose up on the walls of the Union. The sun went down on the house of the poor. On their beds in the walls of the Union, they laid their heads and they tried to ignore the place where they lay as they dreamed of another time, a place far away where they used to be free. They dreamed their dreams of the lives they had left behind, the home or the wife or the child on the knee. And they dreamed, and they dreamed of home. If dreams could be seen on the walls of the Union, all would be healthy and all would be young. Scenes would be seen on the walls of the Union, the lives that we'd see would be lives just begun. The dead would awake to smile on the living, the exile returned to his own native land. The father and son would embrace in forgiving, all reunited by the shake of a hand. And they dreamed, and they dreamed of home. The sun rose up on the walls of the Union, the sun rose up on the house of the poor. From their beds in the halls of the Union, the paupers rose up as paupers once more. Not to smile, not to look, not a word could be spoken. The dreams disappeared in the dawn of the day. Not a hope could be seen, not the glimpse of a token of the dreams they had dreamed in the dark far away. And they dreamed, and they dreamed of home. The dreams they dream can't be ordered or measured. The dreams they dream can't be taken away. They dream of the good things in life they have treasured. They dream in the night of the light of the day. And they dreamed, 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 and they dreamed of home. Thank you. Limbo. Very much.
Thank you.
We're going to do...
those of you that have been here from the start will have noticed that during the first couple of chords, my banjo fell off its stand.
Oh, is that what? Oh, what about
It's,
that?
and rescued very nicely. Thank you, guys. We'll see what's happened to it.
Yeah, the banjo can be a bit of a bugger, actually. This is, yeah, but I do love the banjo, mate. I think it's a fantastic instrument. I really love
hate
it.
the bloody thing. Mick likes banjos, so he made me buy this very expensive banjo. Did he help to pay for it? Offer to help pay for it? Did he? No, he didn't.
But I still like it, all the more, really, because I didn't have to pay for it, I suppose, right? Is it in tune?
Unlikely.
Ooh, it's close. I don't know much about tuning, but I know what I like, and that sounds pretty good. Yeah, this is a song called Limbo. Limbo is a early 19th century cant term for any place of incarceration. In this case, it's debtors' prison. The young man in this song, he inherits a fortune, and he spends it all. He spends, most of it anyway. He spends on women, gambling, booze, right, and the rest he wastes. To paraphrase George Best. You in?
Yeah, I'm a bit worried that Joe's going to start dancing, because I know when banjos start up, she starts dancing. It's all right, I'm not Leonard Podolak. It won't be anything like that.
I am a young lad and me fortune is bad, and if ever I'm rich it's a wonder. I've spent all me money on women and beer, what riches I've had are all plundered. Field after field to market I sent, me money was gone and me fortune all spent. Me out was so hard I couldn't repent, and this laid me low into limbo. Well, once I could run whilst another did lie and strut like a crow in the gutter. The people all said as they saw me pass by, there goes Mr. Thorpe in a flutter. To top and top gallant I hoisted me sail, a fine French cravat and a wig with 3 tails. Now I am ready to gnaw me own nails, and I'll drink the cold water of Limbo. I had an old uncle lived out in the west, and when he heard of my sad disaster, poor soul, after that he could take no rest. His troubles came faster and faster. He came to the prison to view me sad case. As soon as I saw him I knew his old face. I stood gazing on him like one in a maze, and I wished myself safe out of Limbo. Jack, if I should put you once more on your legs and set you in credit and fashion, well, will you leave off of your rakish old ways and try for to govern your passion? Uncle, says I, if you'll set me free, I promise I'll always be ruled by thee. I'll labour me bones for the good of me soul, I'll pay them for lay me in limbo. So he pulled out his purse with £3,000 and he counted it out in bright guineas. And when we were free of the old prison gates, we went to see Peggy and Jeanie. In me ragged old clothing they knew not me gold, they threw me all out in the wet and the cold. You'd a laugh for to hear how those lasses did scold, and then jawed me for lying in limbo. I hadn't been there for a very long time. Me pockets they soon fell to picking. I banged them as long as me cane I could hold, until they felt coughing and kicking. One thought I'd murder, the other did scold. I banged them as long as me cane I could hold. I banged their old bones for the good of their soul. I paid them for laying me in limbo. I banged their old bones for the good of their soul. I paid them for laying me in limbo. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Now, that's on one of our CDs, but this one's on our most recent one. We were casting around for material to do on this new CD, one of which can be yours for a very small sum. I'm not sure what the situation is at this festival, because we've lost our paperwork, but I'll be hanging about at the back and sell them, I suppose.
Lost our paperwork, we're not going to get paid, basically.
Yeah. And we do have a special offer on today, buy one, get one, because that's BOGO. BOGO, that's the acronym for that. As opposed to bug off, buy one, get one free. No, we don't do that. But yeah, this is a song written by a woman called Helen North. We were in Faversham Folk Club, me and Paul. Anybody from Faversham? Kent? Yeah, very, very good. Do you know what? I asked a similar question to an... Pardon?
Is it a folk club near what?
What? No, never mind. I said, anywhere, is anybody here from Faversham? No. Anybody from near there? Kent, you know. Right. Anyway, so where was I? Oh, yeah, I asked somebody once I said, is anybody here from Burton-on-Trent? And a woman in the front row said, I got married there once. Which seemed to me somehow indicative of the age in which we live. But anyway, this is written by a woman called Helen North. She got up and did a floor spot, and we asked her, could we steal this song, which she wrote. She's a very good singer, is Helen, and this is called The Midshipman's Boast. Stowed away when I was 10, oh, the rolling, heaving sea. One young soul and 50 men, oh, the rolling sea, oh, the rolling, heaving sea. With a brisk and chasing wind, drives a strong man to his knees. Oh Lord, heave on, oh the rolling sea, oh. Oh, when the storm began to blow, oh the rolling, heaving sea. Oh, the crew lay sick below, oh, the rolling sea, oh, the rolling, heaving sea. With a brisk and chasing wind, drives a strong man to his knees. Oh, Lord, heave on, oh, the rolling sea, oh. So I sailed that ship alone, oh, the rolling, heaving sea. Single-handed brought her home, oh, the rolling sea, oh, the rolling, heaving sea. With a brisk and chasing wind, drives a strong man to his knees. Oh Lord, heave on, oh the rolling sea, oh. if you have no legs for sea, oh, the rolling, heaving sea. Stay home, Jack, don't ship with me, oh, the rolling sea, oh, the rolling, heaving sea, with a brisk and chasing a wind, drives a strong man to his knees. Holo, heave-o, holo, heave-o, holo, heave-o, oh, the rolling sea, oh. Thank you. Thank you very much. You know what? What's that thing called where you see colours as smells and all that stuff? And what's that called? Pardon? Say again. Yes, it is. Transesthesia? Synesthesia, that's right. Yeah, I just had I think possibly a synesthetic experience. This is not normal patter. Paul might have heard this before. As I was singing that, I suddenly had a very strong smell of cat food.
Oh yeah, I got it. I got it too.
Was that the catering or something? It's pretty weird. I'm not lying, honestly. Yeah, I read a book once. Green it was. I remember that. Have you read that one? It was a book called Vinland by. By George Mackay Brown, who was an Orcadian. He was from the Orkneys, and it's a really good book. It's set in the late 10th, early 11th century, and this bloke, he lives on Orkney, and he goes off to be a Viking. He goes a Vikinging, as it were, you know. I love to go a Vikinging.
Ordy poor, ordy poor, ordy ordy poor. Yes.
And anyway, off he goes, and it's all up on the back against the backdrop of the political shenanigans around Britain at the time, which was sort of, you know, the Battle of Clontarf. I think it was 1017, something like that, which was mostly fought not by the Irish but by Vikings of various description. Anyway, he goes off and he goes to Denmark and Norway, and Sweden, Norway, then Iceland, then Greenland, and finally he ends up with his mates in what do you call it? Vinland. Yes, he ends up in Vinland, and everything goes very well until they introduce the locals to beer, whereupon a fight breaks out. And the
Vinland, you haven't said where Vinland is.
Well, it's in America. Yes. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Vinland is America. Yeah, Cape Cod to be precise. So he introduced the locals, which are, you know, the Native Americans, to beer, and a fight breaks out, and the Vikings are better armed, so they kill them all. And then they flee, and he works his way back to Orkney, and when he gets back to Orkney, he feels very guilty about all this, and he spends the rest of his life doing penance for his ill deeds in his youth. So the chorus goes, Vinland, land of the blessed, Vinland, far away in the west, fair land of innocence, fair land of youth, over the sea lies Vinland. Down by the waves, down by the sea, down by the spray, the foam and the sand, wanders an old man. What does he see there, walking all day alone on the strand? Visions of boats that will never be built, sees as he sails in his mind, forgetting, regretting the blood and the guilt of the world he is leaving behind. Dreaming of Vinland, land of the blessed, Vinland, far away in the west, fair land of innocence, fair land of youth, over the sea lies Vinland. When he was a young man, when he had the notion to Norway, to Iceland and Greenland he sailed, wandering, plundering over the ocean, and over the ocean the good ship prevailed. Onward and westward they came to a land where the fruit of the vine grew free, where everything needful fell easy to hand, where everything fine, and he was happy in Vinland, land of the blessed. Vinland, far away in the west, fair land of innocence, fair land of youth, over the sea lies Vinland. Though Vinland was fruitful and easy and free, Vinland was doomed when they landed, wading ashore in the cold northern sea, climbing aboard red-handed. They traded with axes, they traded with ale, they drank with their newfound friends. But when blows were traded, they quickly set sail, and so the old story ends. Fleeing from Vinland, land of the blessed. Vinland, far away in the west, fair land of innocence, fair land of youth, over the sea lies Vinland. The journey was ended, the voyage was done, no more the life of a rover. The old ways were mended, the new ways begun, the old days were done with and over. Fear in his dealing with neighbour and friend, greatness he left to the great, making a healing life, making amends for Vinland too late. Paying for Vinland, land of the blessed. Vinland, far away in the west, fair land of innocence, fair land of youth, over the sea lies Vinland. When he was dead, they buried his bones in the land he had tilled for so long. They covered his grave with salt-scented stones, they sang him the stave of a song. His boat never launched, his ship never sailed, they buried him down by the sea. They blessed him, they missed him, his goodness prevailed. They prayed to their God that he would be happy in Vinland, land of the blessed. Vinland, far away in the west, fair land of innocence, fair land of youth, over the sea lies Vinland, sailing to Vinland, land of the blessed. Vinland, far away in the west, fair land of innocence, fair land of youth, over the sea lies Vinland.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, the bells. This is a song that's just based on a TV series from the last century, which sounds, it still feels weird to say that, the last century, doesn't it? Do you remember a series called The People's Century? Remember that? No? Well, it was a sort of testimonial history of the 20th century. And they were interviewing people who'd lived through it. And there was one old lady, and they were interviewing her, and she was, basically she was born at midnight on the 31st of December, 1899, right on the cusp of the new century. And so she'd had an interesting life. And they were interviewing her in the 1990s whilst she was still alive.
Obviously.
And she she'd had an interesting life. And every part of her life, all the big events, were marked by bells, and that's what this song's
And
about.
teachers, and Chivas Regal, and White Horse.
And it has a chorus.
It's in case you're missing Big Ben.
Very good, Paul. Keep going. When she arrived in 99, the final moment of the year, the bells were ringing as a sign. Another century was near. The father smiled at her with pride, and then a century was born. She came in with a joyful tide, and then arrived a hopeful dawn. And the bells rang, and the bells rang, and the bells rang out, the bells rang out. Another 14 years and then she watched her father march away. He marched off with the other man, and there was nothing she could say. He came back sad, he came back scarred, home from the war to end all wars. She saw him crying in the yard, she saw him smiling at the door, and the bells rang, and the bells rang, and the bells rang out, the bells rang out. But life went on until the day the world began another war. She watched her brother march away, just as her father had before. And then at last there came a day when there was dancing in the street, and she'd forgotten how to pray, and she'd forgotten how to weep. And the bells rang, and the bells rang, and the bells rang out, the bells rang out. The years rolled on and she grew old, in war, in peace and war. Hers was a story seldom told, and told 1,000 times before. A dying moment far away, another century was born. Another year, another day, another tide, another dawn. And the bells rang, and the bells rang, and the bells rang out, and the bells rang, and the bells rang, and the bells rang out, the bells rang out. Thank you. Well, every song with you. Thank you very much. Just see how much time we got left. Oh, quarter of an hour. Oh, that's 3. Let's move on then. That's only 3, isn't it? Yeah. Is there anybody here that's in a public service kind of a job? Yes? Teaching, doctoring, nursing? Anyone? Anybody's retired from such a position? Hey!
I've got the hands.
Because I was a teacher for 25 years, and only ever half-time, thanks be to God. And I retired in 2013. I know I don't look old enough, but nevertheless, it's true. And it's not the teaching, the doctoring, the nursing, is it? It's the great, huge, steaming piles of bovine ordure.
He is talking bullshit.
That you have to wade through on a daily basis. I'll give you an example of what I mean. Not long before I left, we had a training day, and we had to fill in a diversity form. And one of the ahead of one of the pages, it said, "How would you describe your sexuality?" And I felt like putting "as my own business," but I couldn't do that because it had little tick boxes. You know, it would have tick boxes, wouldn't it? You know, and it said, "Are you heterosexual, homosexual, bisexual, transsexual, intersexual, or get this, other?" So, after giving it a bit of thought, under other, I put dormant.
I think I'd have had to put self-employed. What? What?
Anyway, this has got a chorus. This is a tribute to all the ordinary men and women of this country, or indeed any other country, I hope, who should agree with me, shouldn't they? They should be good enough to go to work for the allotted time, do the best you can, then bugger off home and forget about it. Am I right? Yes, they can stick their mission statements. Anyway, this is the chorus, demonstration. Here we go. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. He does no good, but he does no harm. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. He does no good, but he does no harm. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. The lazy man must rise at dawn, then off to work in the early morn. He has no ambition, the idle clod, but to do his own work at an easy plod, and to finish as soon as he can. By God, that's the wish of the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. He does no good, but he does no harm. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Beside the man is a woman who has so little time and so much to do. She bears the babe, she bakes the bread, the weight of the world is on her head. She'd far rather be lying in bed, she's as lazy as any man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. He does no good, but he does no harm. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. The lazy pair of a lazy son, who thinks to himself that work's no fun. He's sad all day as he works in school. He learns to read and he learns to roll. The more the work, the bigger the fall. He's as lazy as all his kin. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. He does no good, but he does no harm. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. The lazy son has a sister who is lazier still, but is forced to do the same old jobs her mother shuns. The same as the father, the same as the son. She longs to throw off her chains and run, but her running is too much work. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. He does no good, but he does no harm. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Downs. Fabulous. Look, he can even do blues. Look, blues. He woke up this morning, didn't you?
Yeah. Hopefully woke up again later this afternoon.
We're all of us lazy except the few who tell the rest of us what to do. They're the ones who work with a will of work. They never can get their fill. They don't bring the sweat or a finger still. God bless them, the ones in charge. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. He does no good but he does no harm. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man. He does no good but he does no harm. Here's good luck to the lazy man. Here's good luck to the lazy man.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We'll move on quickly, I think, because we're running out of time. This is a
perfect timing.
I wrote this for my dad. It was about 18 months after he died, and I was driving between Ringwood and Salisbury, where I used to work, and this song sort of came to me entire, and I had to sort of sing it in my head all day long in order to keep it there until I got home in the evening. I could put it down on tape, which it was tape at the time. And this has got a chorus. This chorus goes, often cruel and often kind, a wise old fool, clear-sighted blind, light and shadow on the mind, and love is life. And if you want to buy a CD off me, I'm going to go straight across to the Prancing Pony and get a pint after this. I've always wanted a drink in the Prancing Pony. I'm a big Tolkien fan, me. Paul isn't. He said when he was 14 he discovered girls, and that was the end of that. So
I started reading The Hobbit, but yeah. Well.
A child is born, a mother weeps, a mother smiles, a mother sleeps, a weary watch a father keeps, and love is life. A child grows, a child learns, a child goes, a child returns, a river flows, a river turns, and love is life. Often cruel and often kind, a wise old fool, clear-sighted blind, light and shadow on the mind, and love is life. A child grows, a young man leaves, a father knows, a mother grieves, a strong wind blows on fading leaves, and love is life. The circle turns and life is fine, for life returns, the ancient vine gives up its fruit in sparkling wine. Love is life. Often cruel and often kind, a wise old fool, clear-sighted blind, light and shadow on the mind, and love is life. But time's a thief, the wind blows cold, the days are brief, the father's old, the oldest grief will soon unfold, and love is alive. The old man goes, the woman weeps, the woman knows, the woman sleeps. Across the hill a shadow creeps, and love is life. But from the shade there comes a child, new life is made, old death beguiled. The father prayed, the mother smiled, and love is life. A child grows, a child learns, a child goes, a child returns. A river flows, a river turns, and love is life. often cruel and often kind, a wise old fool, clear-sighted blind, light and shadow on the mind, and love is life. Often cruel and often kind, a wise old fool, clear-sighted blind, light and shadow on the mind, and love is life. Light and shadow on the mind, and love is life.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Well, we'll finish now with a song called The Pauper's Path, and it's got lots for you to join in. This is an A-level chorus, and you look like an A-level audience to me. Pardon?
No, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, the chorus goes, it's called The Pauper's Path. It's about the union workhouse. And the chorus goes, the pauper's path is an ancient way. The pauper's path starts at your door. The pauper's path is made and remade every day, trodden by the feet of the poor. And just before I sing that feet of the poor bit, I shall point at my feet by way of a visual mnemonic. Right?
It's easy for you to say.
Yeah. The M is silent, as in ptarmigan. And then the next time round, it's all that plus measured, trodden by the feet, then measured by the hands. See? Measured by the hands. Then it's trodden by the feet, measured by the hands, feared by the hearts of the poor. Then it's trodden by the feet, measured by the hands, feared by the hearts, seen by the eyes of the poor. Then it's trodden by the feet, measured by the hands, feared by the hearts, seen by the eyes, watered. That's the tears, right? Well, isn't that an uncanny resemblance of somebody crying? I can do all that. I can do this. What's that? No, that's a kestrel. Isn't it brilliant? That's a duck. That's a duck. And I do practice these visual impressions at home. There's nowhere else to do it. But my wife keeps saying, "Come away from the window." So, anyway, we're going to finish out. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you to Drew and Michael and the rest of the boys for lovely sound. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to you. Thanks to you for coming along and missing Daphne's flight. Now, luckily, they're on again tonight, so we're going to go and watch them there. They're on just before we're on at the Sabrina stage, 8:15. So we're going to catch Daphne's flight. They are wonderful.
Daphne, I can do Daphne's flight as well.
Yeah.
The pauper's path is an ancient way. The pauper's path starts at your door. The pauper's path is made and remade every day, trodden by the feet of the poor, of the poor. The working man, he never thinks he'll tread the pauper's path. His back, his hands, his arms are strong, they never let him down. Give him work and he can do it, he's the lad for graft. Let him pay his way, and the pauper's path is an ancient way. The pauper's path starts at your door. The pauper's path is made and remade every day, trodden by the feet, measured by the hands of the poor, of the poor. When the lass is safe in service, when she's in her place, she never thinks the pauper's path will start outside her door. But when the mistress sees the master looking at her face, she is on her way, and the pauper's ancient way. The pauper's path starts at your door. The pauper's path is made and remade every day, trodden by the feet and measured by the hands, feared by the hearts of the poor, of the poor. When we're young we always hope the pauper's path will be a path that we will never tread, but when we've lived too long, then we wait together for the day when we'll be free, and we'll be on our way. And the pauper's path is an ancient way. The pauper's path starts at your door. The pauper's path is made and remade every day, trodden by the feet, measured by the hands, feared by the hearts, seen by the eyes of the poor, of the poor. Those who tread the pauper's path know it well before they stumble on a path that's trod by paupers young and old. They limp along in silence and they enter at the door. Their story's seldom told, and the pauper's path is an ancient way. The pauper's path starts at your door. The pauper's path is made and remade every day, trodden by the feet, measured by the hands, feared by the hearts, seen by the eyes, wanted by the tears of the poor, of the poor, of the poor, of the poor.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, they are my carers. Paul and Mick. Thank you very much. Paul Downs, Mick Ryan. Thank you. Fantastic start.